So it essentially hasn't stopped snowing for about 2.5 days, hence why I'm going to leave an hour and a half before I have to be at work, because it's probably going to take me that long to drive there. Well, the snow has stopped, but it did take me an hour and a half to drive home from work today, so whoever thinks that this is a winter wonderland, well, it isn't. It doesn't happen every day, but every so often I get up and I get a hankering. I get a sweet tooth, and I have to make some cookies. So, if they're already in the oven, there's some of the batter that's left. And soon, I'll be enjoying sans milk. Some cookies. So they definitely look all right here. I do find that my oven cooks really slowly when I use my stone tablet here. I don't know if that's the nature of the, I don't know if that's the nature of the stove or of the stone tablet, but I always have to bake things for like 5 minutes longer than what the recipe calls for. And look at this, I get to lick off the spatula here soon, or the flipper, whatever. I don't know terms. So my favorite part of baking, checking to make sure that they're not poisoned, and I've already done that, so I'm going to pretend though that this is the first time. Look at this great cookie that I baked with my own hands. You're jealous, aren't you? Crumbly. Chocolatey. Salty? No, baking powdery. Oh, the timer's done. My next batch is done. And thus concludes Cooking with Kyle until I decide to do this again in like another 4 months. It's been kind of a long day. I am now doing my laundry, just finished recording a podcast with my friend Grant. If you haven't listened to whatever this is, I would definitely give it a listen. It's on Google Play and iTunes and all the other places you can get podcasts, or at least it should be if I've done my uploading right. I was at the eye doctor today. I didn't shoot any footage because, like so many days, I actually forget to do things when I'm in the middle of doing them. But if you don't know specifically, you should probably be able to tell, just because when you look at me in my glasses, my eyes are smaller than what they should be. They do this weird little warping thing. Mostly because in my right eye, I'm legally blind. I can't see very much at all. And especially with my glasses off, I can't see much of anything out of the right side of my face. But even with my glasses, if I hold my left eye closed, this is just blurriness. I'm just seeing blurriness right now, and you might not even be a phone right now, as far as I know. You could just be a electric mixer or something like that. Anyways, let me open it. Oh, you are a phone. But I had a really interesting talk with the optometrist. I don't know. They could be spinning me lies. I don't know for sure. I'm not a doctor, but I do play one on television sometimes. And he was telling me about the fact that you can reteach. There's ways to reteach your eye to see again. Because most of the reason why my eye, or why I can't see, is because at a very early age, like I haven't been able to see out of that eye since I was like 3 or 4 years old. It's because I never developed properly. And so you have to do like this really intense training. You can do this really intense training, kind of like going to a gym and making your muscles stronger, of practicing and getting your eye to actually refocus and relearn itself, and actually getting it up to being able to see better. It's kind of new science that's going on right now. Now they'd have to do a test and make sure that that is something that can actually happen. And they're not saying I have to do this or not. We actually made a plan to try and revisit that in a year or so, because this will require me getting new glasses that are thinner and lighter and all that kind of stuff, which would be good for me. That's great. But my lenses also cost $700, so it's not something that I can just like spend money on every couple of years. But that's exciting to me. If that is true and ends up being true, that I can actually start to see out of my right eye again, I feel that would really open up the world in a lot of different ways, because I've kind of just accepted at 33 years old that I'll just never see out of this eye ever again, that I'm going to be perpetually blind. And it scares me to think, as I get older, I'm going to be losing my vision entirely, what that world then looks like, pardon the pun, of doing all the stuff that I love to do, but not being able to do it anymore. I know that's me thinking maybe way too far into the future, but it's still something that concerns me. I will document anything that might happen, but until that point, it's just me and my squeaky dryer. I'm gonna have some soup.